Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll be continuing our journey to Act 6, covering all of the easiest paths. If multiple paths are an option in a quest, I will cover them all. Remember that these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 6, Chapter 4, Quest Number 3, Receive You. Do you remember the 3 worst global nodes from 6.1? Well, guess what? They are all in this quest. The path I would recommend is through the teleporter to Path A, the Blade Path. There are 2 constant nodes across the whole path, and each defender also has their own personal nodes, 1 or 2 each. The path nodes are True Strike and Aggression Cruelty. True Strike means that the defender will ignore your armor and resistances, but also your evades and auto-blocks. To me, this is a nothing node, as if you don't get hit, bypassing your armor and resistances doesn't matter. And there isn't a single champion in the game that requires evades or auto-blocks. Even a high evade chance champion doesn't need to evade, it's just a nice safety net to have. Aggression Cruelty isn't much of a node either. Every 2 seconds, the opponent gains a fairly chunky cruelty passive. This will increase their crit damage, and these stack, but successfully hitting the defender will remove them one at a time, as well as resetting the timer before they can gain another. So again, don't get hit, and you'll have no issues. This path is looking good so far, so surely those local nodes must bring some challenge. Well, 2 of them do, so let's find out which ones. Going down the path, Blade has Enhanced Bleed, which increases the damage of his bleeds. Void has Gripped by Fear, which lets him gain Furies by charging his heavy attack. Venompool has Bloodletting, increasing his bleed duration. Black Widow has Enhanced Precision, making her crit chance buffs more potent. King Groot has Enhanced Fury and Enhanced Special 1, giving him more potent Fury buffs, a bigger Special 1, and the first hit of his Special 1 will also be unblockable. Elektra has no loose ends, which gives her guaranteed crits if you have less than 50% health, and Drax has Enhanced Bleeds, exactly the same as Blade. So all of these nodes aren't really anything unless you get hit. All of these defenders are also fairly simple, and given the nodes don't add much, we'll now get on to the interesting ones. OG Thor has Enhanced Furies, which is not much, but he also has Combo Party. This is the node we saw as one of the globals in 6.1.2. Every 10 hits gives you a crit damage buff, but if you get hit, all of those buffs are removed and you take some burst damage for each one. So again, nothing unless you get hit, though it is quite punishing if you do. Finally, Annhilus, and this guy is a bit of a pain. Ignoring the fact that he is Annhilus, and if you need a reminder on how to fight him, he has his own full video on the channel that I'll link in the corner and down below and whatnot. But he also has no retreat, extend, and Feeling Blessed Precision. Feeling Blessed just gives him a crit chance buff at the start of the fight, and if you remove it, it'll come back after 5 seconds. Bad if you get hit, but it can just be used as mystic fuel if not, just a free buff to take advantage of. Extend on basically any other champion is a nothing node. However, it can be really annoying on Annhilus. This node increases the duration of buffs on the defender by 150%. And on Annhilus, this includes the unstoppables he can gain when you dash back and you have a stifle debuff on you. This can make getting rid of those unstoppables very difficult, as they will go from 1.1 seconds to nearly 3 seconds each. On top of that, he has no retreat, and this was the global we saw in 6.1.1. Dashing back twice here too quickly will degen you for 1.2 seconds. Potent Shruggers are a good option here, as Annihilus requires his stifle debuffs on you to go unstoppable. Mags can also work, as Annihilus is metal, and the ability accuracy reduction can shut down no retreat. Same goes for Archangel, as long as you can get your parries in. Absorbing Man is helped by Annihilus' armor breaks, and he normally reduces the duration of unstoppables by 90%. However, this ability and the extend known combine additively, meaning that the 1.1 second unstoppable will go to 1.75 seconds instead, increased by just 60%. So that's the 150% increase and the 90% decrease still coming out to 60%. Finally, any good nullifier can remove Annhilus's cosmic control rod and so shut him down that way, though you will still have no retreat to deal with. For the rest of the path, we don't really need anyone special, so you can just load up on your biggest champions. If you want to be really safe, you could just bring a void counter and someone that can deal with the evade on Black Widow, but this isn't wholly necessary. And if this video is helping you at all, please don't get hit by that like button. The boss in this quest is Darkhawk, and as with many Act 6 bosses, he isn't too bad as long as you have the right counters. Darkhawk himself can be quite annoying with his auto-block, miss, and instant shock damage. He will auto-block you if he is in his shield mode, which he gains whenever you knock him down, and you have a 30% chance to miss when he's in his stealth mode, which he gains from his special 2. Shield mode lasts for 10 seconds, whereas stealth mode lasts for 20. If he is in one mode and you switch him to the other, for example knocking him down after his special 2, then he will regenerate 10% of his max health over 2 seconds. He does have a third mode, his null mode, which he gets off his special 3, but special 3s are best avoided. Looking over the nodes, as always, some are more impactful than others. Force of Will means that we can't alter Darkhawk's ability accuracy. This is more annoying than anything, though it does mean we can't use ability accuracy reduction to get around his auto blocks and other effects. This will be more impactful than usual though, as we'll see later, and so we can't just ignore it like we do in some situations. Lionheart means that if we try to use debuffs to reduce or reverse Darkhawk's healing, it will instead be significantly boosted, and you will take a chunky degen. Best avoided. On to the big ones now. Hurt Locker means that you can't throw the same special attack twice in a row, and if you do, then you need to land a heavy within 5 seconds of starting that special attack, or you will take 50% of your maximum health as direct damage. This was the global from 6.1.6. And finally, power efficiency. Darkhawk's special attacks will only cost half as much. This is the exact same node we've just seen on the Thor Ragnarok's boss in the previous quest. So, who to bring? Well, we have one stupidly good option, one amazing option, and a few others. Our top option here is Red Max. He trivializes this fight. Parry heavy your way to special 3, charge some heavies to double your prowesses, and then one bang him. Very, very straightforward. You'll have to bait out quite a few specials, but you can't be missed or auto-blocked, and Hurt Locker doesn't matter if you end the fight in one special 3. Also, our magnetism doesn't trigger Lionheart, rendering this Darkhawk effectively a tin can. Our top option by far. Option number 2 is Human Torch with pre-fight. Without pre-fight, you may trigger Lionheart, and that is something to avoid. With pre-fight, we are using passives, so nothing to worry about. For this fight, just don't throw any heavies or specials, and let him burn. Use the large number of special ones that Darkhawk will be throwing to ramp your smolders for some great damage here, and if you do push him to special 2, you will most likely be above 10 temperature, and so you can't miss either. For some other options, Medusa and Vision Arcus are alright here. Their armor shatters would normally reduce Darkhawk's power rate and ability accuracy by 100%, meaning that he can't do anything or get any power. But, due to Force of Will, Darkhawk's ability accuracy can't be modified, though his power rate will be, meaning that once you are set up, Darkhawk won't gain any power from your hits. For our final options, any big Cosmic can take this fight. Just remember, after knocking him down, he can and will auto-block you, and after the special 2, you have a 30% chance to miss. Hulkling, Gallon, Captain Marvel Movie, Corvus Glaive, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Gamora, etc. would all do just fine. So for our team, let's start with 2 boss counters. I'll be bringing Mags and Torch here. For that Annihilus, Absorbing Man would be great, and we have Mags for backup if needed. given that the path doesn't really need anyone special, we could probably clear with just these 3. We can just load up on our biggest champions to fill the remaining slots if we want to. If your top option is, say, Sunspot, great, use him, though remember Void is Incinerate immune. But if we had to choose specific counters, this is what I would be looking for. Void is probably the toughest path defender, so I want someone for him. The rest of the path consists mostly of skill and cosmic defenders, and given we already have a mutant in Magneto, I will bring a Mystic to deal with those cosmics. For our Void counter, we could use any of the Shruggers we have seen before, so your Mole Man, Shang-Chi, Jabari Panther, Crossbones, etc., though not Kingpin for Void. But I think a slightly different option for a change. Stealth Suit Spider-Man is a great Void counter with his 7-hit combo, so he takes slot 4. Also, he has access to Slow, which would be a great counter for Black Widow's Evade, and can even be used for Annihilus' Unstoppable, if needed. For a general Mystic clearer, I'll be bringing Juggernaut. My preference, you can use any big Mystic here you like. Remember, you can bring pretty much anyone here, but these are just my picks. Look to your roster and see who fits a similar role. Fairly soon after this video goes out, I will try and get up a short commentated video of me going through this path with the exact team I suggest. It will be much more relaxed, but should still hopefully give you a little more insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will also answer any popular questions from the comments of this video and that video, so please leave yours down below. As always, remember this is story content, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. I know you want to get to Thronebreaker. The monthly event quest and side quests are great places to pick up more materials, shards and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So that's it. Everything you need to know to beat 6.4.3. As I've been saying for a while, I have a whole list of things in the works, including a Bullseye Defender video, Mastery's Guide, tips and techniques, but until we've got to the end of Act 6, that will be our focus for now. I also have a Discord server, so please go and join that. It's a great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and as long as I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, and please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.